Okay, so this is the Telco work group meeting in July. I believe we're on the morning meeting. Is that correct in Europe?
Yes.
Okay. So it's the morning meeting of Telco work group. This is, of course, run by our energetic and hugely busy chair, Marketan from Nokia. And I'm just here to read the antitrust policy notice. So all of our calls are held under this policy, and you can find the full antitrust policy on the Linux Foundation website. If you're from a member company, you can ask questions of our counsel, Andy Updegrove, and of course, if you're from a non-member company, your in-house counsel can help you with any of that. Long story short, that's a way for us all to talk and collaborate in a very comfortable environment. All right. I'm going to hand over to our chair right now. And I notice we've got some great people on the line. Jimmy, who's chair of the whole OpenChain project. We've got Daikoku-san from KDDI, responsible for astounding amounts of translation and support. And of course, Max from Alibaba. I was at Alibaba's offices on Friday last week. Their new offices are crazy. It's like three massive shopping mall scale buildings with enormous central plazas, massive balconies, interconnecting hallways. I don't know how many square kilometers it was, but it was so big that in above ground tunnels connecting these massive blocks, there were like market stalls where you could go and get lunch from different merchants, or as Max pointed out, you could go and buy a car. So that was amazing. Anyway, over to our chair. Marketan, it's all yours.
Yes, so thank you all for joining. So as you said, we now have Max from Alibaba. I think it's the first time you are joining.
Yes, thank you very much. It's my first time to join this meeting, and very nice to meet you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for coming. So yes, so as Chain just said, he sent a PDF version of the guide this morning. So yes, if you can have a quick look on it to see if there are issues you can find with it. As said, Gagay from Nokia has already made some remarks on the mailing list. So last in the previous meeting, we had reviewed the document that was created in Germany by the Federal Office for Information Security. It's a document that describes some requirements for SBOM. So we reviewed that last month, and what I wanted to do today was to see what kind of comments we can provide to them. As it's version 1 of the document and they are planning a version 2, and they have provided an email address for anyone to provide comments on the document. So I don't know if you had time to check it, and if someone has comments on this German document. I have some, but I will let you share your comments first if you have any. I can share their document. Okay, this is our guide, and this is this German SBOM document. So did you have time to check it, and do you have comments? Jimmy?
I have not had time to check this, so I don't have any comments. Sorry.
Okay. Okay, and others?
Is this sorry, just a quick question, because I missed our last meeting and I didn't catch up on the recording. Is this related to the EU CRA, or is this strictly separate from that?
It's a document that tries to fulfill the CRA recommendations. Yes.
Okay.
So okay, if we can go quickly through the document again if you didn't have time to read it. So as I said, it's a version 1, and we are planning a version 2. So here they described what an SBOM is, and the relationships between the SBOMs and vulnerabilities. So one of the things they say, well, here is that yes, they explicitly discuss about the CRI. One of the things they recommend is that the SBOM itself does not contain vulnerability information. They say that the SBOM should be a static document, and since vulnerabilities can be discovered later in the life cycle of the software, the security information changes over time, but the SBOM should not. So the SBOM should be a starting point for discovering the vulnerabilities, but it should not contain them. So here we have the real start of the document, and they use the usual RFC words to describe the requirements. So as I said, they say that the SBOM should not contain the vulnerability information. It must be generated at each software version. What they say here is that they are format agnostic, so they allow both Cyclone DX and SPDX. For SPDX, they say version 2.3 or higher. We have allowed SPDX 2.2, which is the ISO version, which they do not. They start at version 2.3, and they say or higher, which means they allow version 3, which has just been released, but for which for the moment there is not much There is not much tool support, but it will come. Here they describe the content of the SBOM, so they require the creator in terms of an entity. Here there is a difference with what we require. So because we require the entity that creates the SBOM, but we also require the name of the tool and the version of the tool that has created the SBOM. Then they give what is needed for a component. We have here the notion of a package, but it's equivalent. Here they have a very big description of the license. So one difference with what we have done is that we follow the SPDX. So in SPDX we have the notion of we have two different kind of licenses. We have the declared and the concluded license. Here they only speak of the license, but they are describing it in more detail with respect to what we do. So they require that licenses, if possible, must be identified with the SPDX identifier. But after that, they require that if the license is not present in the SPDX license list, they require to use identifiers from the license DB of scan code. So as you probably know, scan code is a tool from a company called NextB that can be used to find all license information in the source code. So their database of licenses is much bigger, because in the SPDX license list you have hundreds of licenses. In the scan code database you have thousands of them. So they require this usage of the scan code license database. Then they describe in great details how the licenses must be identified, and in short, they follow the SPDX way to describe licenses. So here they require a hash for the software. they require a URI for the source code and a hash. So that's the end of the description. Then they have some annexes where they give a number of definitions, and then they have a description of the scope of the SBOM. So I won't detail this, but they give a number of possibilities on the scope of the content of the SBOM, from a minimal SBOM to a fully complete SBOM with all dependencies. So they are more details in some cases that what we have done, especially, as I said, in the requirements for the licenses. Other things that I see as differences are that they do not speak as we do on when the SBOM should be delivered, how long it should be retained. So we have some more things that we describe that they do not. Any comments?
So it seems that at least to some degree we are aligned with this document. So my question is, where would you like to take it from here? Should we be commenting into this document, or should we be taking sort of feedback from this document and updating our own guide? What's your preferred path of action?
Yes. What I would like that we do for the moment is that we send comments to them, at least tell them that our guide exists, so they can have a look at it, and perhaps include some of our so some part of our document to their future release. For us, yes, we could perhaps also take some ideas from the document to include into our guide. But for the moment, since our version 1 of our guide has been published recently, I don't want that we publish too quickly an updated version for our guide. I think we should first put it into practice and get feedback before we issue a new version. So yes, if everyone can have a look at this document and provide comments if they have.
And would your preference for sending comments be that members do that individually, or should we do that as jointly as a group? Frankly, I'm fine either way. I'm not sure which will be most impactful, but I imagine that one could do both as well, both sending as the telco group and also sending as individual comments.
Yes, I think I will send a comment on behalf of the group to tell them the existence of our guide, and yes, after that, everyone is free to send individual comments. It's perhaps the best if comments come from different parties.
I just wanted to say I like this idea of proceeding prudently and yet making sure that we do have progress. By the way, is it okay if I share something not exactly irrelevant, but something slightly different from the conversation? I wanted to go back to the leaflet that we have, because we had some feedback about the leaflet, and you know, I just wanted to check with you guys about. There was a particular comment from Gregory about the logo placement on the top, and you know, we can mess around with that. Would it make more sense to have a centered logo like this, which is one thing he mentioned as a potential item at the top of each page?
Looks very good to me.
Okay. I know it's a strange thing to bring into the conversation to talk about graphic design, but while you're here, as I prepare a new draft of the guide itself. All right, I'll proceed and get you a new draft of that soon. I have to drop off because I'm going to be talking with Anna from To Do Group and collaborating with her. So I'll catch you very soon.
Okay, thank you, Shane.
Yeah.
Take care. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.
Okay, so I encourage you to read this German guide and provide your comments. I will send my own comments on the telco mailing list.
Very good. I look forward to that, and I will read it and send my own comments as well.
Okay, anything else?
So of some relevance to this group, that no, it's just that it seems to be standardization activities and industry activities ongoing around SBOMs in, for example, GSMA, which may be relevant for this group to have on their radar. So I just want to flag that if you are GSMA members, that may be something you want to follow up on.
Yes, I'm aware of it, and we are following it at Nokia's side.
Excellent. And that might be for you, Kokosan, as well. I believe KDDI is a GSMA member, so it might be of some interest to you. But that's just generally sharing industry gossip.
Okay, so thank you all. As usual, I will send my notes from the meeting on the mailing list.
You, Mark, at the end.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you very much.